Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we bring you a story that's not just about basketball, but about resilience, pride, and proving the doubters wrong. It's about a man named Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors, and how they've turned the narrative upside down in spectacular fashion. Let's take you back to February 2025. Across TV screens and social media, a commentator made a bold, shocking claim. He said Steph Curry, yes, that Steph Curry, was no longer playing at an all-star level. He pointed to young stars like De'Aaron Fox and Norman Powell, arguing that they were having better seasons. Many fans gasped. Some even started to wonder, could it really be true? Had Father Time finally caught up with the baby-faced assassin? Was the era of Steph Curry quietly closing without a proper farewell? Fast forward just a few months later, and the answer to those questions is loud, clear, and undeniable: absolutely not. Today, at 37 years old, Stephen Curry is not just an all-star, he's playing at a full-blown MVP level. And a big part of this resurgence? None other than his new all-star teammate, Jimmy Butler. Since Jimmy Butler's arrival, something magical has happened. Steph has been nothing short of sensational, putting up over 27 points per game, dishing out nearly 6 assists, and pulling down 4 rebounds, all with the kind of ruthless efficiency that would make any basketball purist smile. And it's not just about the numbers. It's about the moments, those breathtaking, jaw-dropping nights where Curry reminded everyone that legends don't fade quietly. He erupted from multiple 50-point games, including a scintillating 52-point masterpiece against the Houston Rockets, who are known for their young, athletic defenders. Remember the narrative that Steph would struggle against athletic teams? Well, those critics watched in silence as Curry danced, weaved, and floated his way past every so-called stopper Houston threw at him. They tried to trap him, double-team him, blitz him at half-court, and it didn't matter. There is no Steph Curry stopper. Facing suffocating defenses, Curry adapted like only a true maestro can. When defenders rushed him on the three-point line, he attacked the rim with dazzling finishes. When they sagged off, he unleashed the deep three with surgical precision. When they crowded him, he sliced them apart with his underrated vision, finding open teammates for easy buckets. It's the kind of evolution that separates the good from the great, and the great from the truly immortal. Now, let's talk about Jimmy Butler for a second, because his impact cannot be overstated. Butler's arrival didn't just add another scoring threat. It lifted an invisible weight off Curry's shoulders. No longer did Steph have to do it all. No longer did he have to fight every battle alone. With Butler taking on the grind of tough defensive assignments and creating offense, Curry rediscovered the joy of playing free, confident basketball. And it showed. In clutch moments when the Warriors desperately needed wins to stay afloat in the standings, Curry delivered. Over a crucial 10-game stretch, Steph averaged a blistering 30.2 points, 5.8 assists, and 4.1 rebounds, while shooting an absurd 49% from three-point range. When the Warriors needed a hero, Steph was there. When they needed a miracle, Steph provided it. But it's not just his scoring. Curry's gravity, that unexplainable force that pulls defenders toward him even without the ball, continues to bend the very structure of defenses. It's why players like Gary Payton II, GP2, have been thriving. GP2 has been cashing in on easy layups and dunks, finding himself wide open in 4-on-3 situations that Curry creates just by existing on the court. In fact, Payton recently tallied a career-high 22 points against the Clippers, much of it coming from simple plays triggered by Steph's presence. Even when he doesn't touch the ball, Curry is orchestrating the offense, setting screens, running defenders ragged with endless off-ball movement, and creating chaos in the most beautiful way imaginable. It's mesmerizing to watch. It's basketball ballet. It's artistry in motion. If you want a comparison, think about Lionel Messi on the soccer field. The way defenses crumble not because he touches the ball every time, but because they're terrified that he might. That same fear exists whenever Steph Curry steps over half-court. You can feel the panic in defenders' eyes. You can feel the anxiety in the crowd. You can feel the anticipation, something incredible might happen at any moment. And more often than not, it does. Let's not forget, this isn't supposed to happen at 37 years old. This is the age where players slow down, settle into role player status, and gracefully bow out. But Steph Curry is writing a different story. A story of defiance. A story of heart. A story that says, "You don't decide when my greatness ends. I do." And with Jimmy Butler's return from a minor injury just around the corner, the Warriors are about to get even scarier. Imagine that, Steph, playing like an MVP, supported by a fresh, hungry Jimmy Butler who's ready to bring his playoff pedigree to the Bay Area. It's a nightmare scenario for every other team. Because when you have a healthy Stephen Curry and a locked-in Jimmy Butler leading the charge, there is no ceiling for what the Warriors can achieve. They've already sent a loud warning to the league. In a recent showdown against the defending champion Denver Nuggets, the Warriors stunned everyone with a thrilling 116-110 victory. Curry torched the Nuggets for 38 points, Butler chipped in 22 points and 7 rebounds, and GP2 added his typical spark off the bench. It wasn't just a win. It was a statement. A reminder that championship DNA doesn't just vanish. It just needs the right spark to ignite again. And folks, that spark is burning bright right now. Behind the scenes, sources close to the team talk about the energy shift inside the Warriors' locker room. There's belief. There's hunger. There's a collective understanding that something special is brewing. No, the dynasty isn't dead. It's simply evolving. And leading the charge, as always, is the greatest shooter the game has ever seen, a man who refused to let anyone write his final chapter before he was ready. Stephen Curry has taught us all a lesson these past few months. It's not about how many years you've been doing it. It's about how much fire you still have in your heart. And Steph's heart burns hotter than ever. So, next time you hear someone doubt a legend, remember this. Greatness doesn't fade away. It roars back, louder, brighter, and stronger than ever before. Steph Curry, at 37, is not just an all-star. He's a warrior in every sense of the word. And as long as he's on the court, with Jimmy Butler by his side, the Golden State Warriors aren't just chasing dreams. They're ready to make history once again. And you can bet, when that final buzzer sounds and the confetti falls, the world will remember exactly who they are. That's all for tonight. Stay tuned, because this Warriors journey is far from over, and something tells me, the best is yet to come. And here's the key takeaway from the channel: delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, which offer the potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide.